Well, welcome to another edition of the Don't Argue, featuring the legend himself, former Newcastle Knights superstar. They love him up there at Newcastle, make no mistake about it. I reckon they'd like to have him in the Origin Game 3 too, don't worry. Kirk Gidley, Gids, how are you, big fella?
Yeah, great, Matty. How you going, mate? It's yeah, mate. There was a few big scores, mate, over last weekend. A couple of blowout scores, but yeah, interesting round that one.
Hey, Gids, let's have a look at those first. There was some real big blowouts. The Dragons lose to the Sharks, 52-16s.
Yep.
The Knights absolutely pummel the Dogs, 66-zip. We did not see that coming. Not even you, being their number one ticket holder, saw it coming. And the Cowboys absolutely humiliated the Tigers. Yeah, just when we thought it couldn't get any worse. Little ones come there doing homework. Hey, 74-zip. That's unbelievable. The biggest win since 1935, mate. Like there's some unbelievable results there last week, Gids.
Mate, crazy. Yeah, unbelievable result. That one, the Cowboys game, 74-0?
74-0.
Biggest score in over 100 years, I think it was. And then, for Knights to back it up there on the Sunday, 66-0, which, I don't think the most loyal and passionate Knights fan, I don't think, seen that one coming. And you throw in even the Dragons game where they got touched up pretty convincingly by the Sharks too. So some major blowout scores. That it wasn't a real good round, mate, for those three bottom teams. That's for sure.
Mate, I tell you what,
tough video sessions. There'll be tough video sessions, mate, to sit through.
Mate, imagine being a player there. What do you honestly? You probably just throw it at the door, don't you? You just put in the 2R basket. We've had a bad week. Forget about it. Move on, boy. See if you respond this week. That's the key.
Yeah, no, I've had some coaches that just mate throw it in the bin. Don't worry about cutting video and sitting through it. So, but other times, that's the reality. You got to face the music sometimes, and you got to sit through the cringing moments. So, be interesting to see how they respond this week, as you say.
Hey, what about the Bunnies over the Warriors, mate? That was a big win over in New Zealand. They've been going good, the Warriors too, mate, on their home deck. It was a shocking night for rugby. It was absolutely down. But that was a really good win, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was a really good win, mate. I think they'd sold that game out pretty early too. So, I think I jumped on the Warriors for that game in my tips last week. I thought they'd be right up for it, the Warriors. Mate, they started pretty well. They did have about 6 penalties on the bounce too to kick the game off. So, but they struggled. I think they might have scored first, but they had a lot of ball, a lot of pressure, and when they didn't sort of capitalise on those the possession they had to start the game, the momentum swung, and it was a really tough game by the Rabbits, and really pretty tough conditions by the looks of it too. So, mate, that's like collecting 4 points when you travel over to New Zealand, in front of their home crowd in tough conditions. So it's a big win.
Yeah, massive win that might just kind of catapult them in this back half of the season. What about the Panthers, mate? Are they the outright favourites now with a really good victory over the Storm?
Yeah, I think they are, man. They're two of the best teams in the competition, without a doubt. And, the Storm and Craig Bellamy get right up for those big games where they're potentially going to cross paths in the semi-finals. So I think it was a great win, still without Nathan Cleary. I think Jack Cogger's come into the halves position and really filled that role really well for the Panthers, and with Cleary being out. So he's doing a good job, Jack, and really big win.
Probably good to know you've got that fallback too, like if something does happen to your big star playmaker in Cleary, that you have got someone, so it's not all doom and gloom if something does happen to the big gun.
No, that's right, man. That's where the best teams, mate. They've got a really solid reserve grade where they've got depth in all their positions.
Yeah, absolutely. What about the Roosters, mate? Going down a couple of points to Manly. Their season's really iffy. And we spoke about this last week, with that top 8 betting and stuff. And they were one of the teams, Gids, that you really highlighted.
Yeah, they're struggling a bit, mate, aren't they, this year, the Roosters, which is pretty rare. A great coach, great resources. They always seem to find a way to sign the best players in the competition, or even the up and coming players. That's for sure. So they'll be disappointed to certainly see where they're sitting at the moment. They'll be doing a bit of soul search, and there'll be a lot of question marks around the why. Well, they're not performing as up the standards that I expect.
What do you reckon, Gids? What's the why for you, mate? Like, why have that? Why they just haven't fired a shot this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a bit of uncertainty in their positional changes. You know, we've seen Sam Walker be dropped there early in the year, so that creates some uncertainty amongst the team. You know, obviously some changes in those key halves positions, and then you got Joey Manu sort of floating between fullback when Tedesco's out and into the halves as well, and into 5'8" and centre. So it just seemed to be a little bit disjointed. Victor Radley has been suspended a number of times and has been out of the team. They've had some pretty serious challenges with injuries as well. So yeah, it's just been some uncharacteristic uncertainty in their club.
Now, listen, mate, there's only 5 games of footy this weekend of NRL.
Yeah.
So the pressure and the acid's really going to be on you, mate, because I'm expecting a 5 out of 5 from you, big fella.
Right.
Of course, we're heading into Origin next Wednesday night, the final game, dead rubber, so not as much hype and expectation around that. But let's have a look at this week's round. It's round 19 action in the NRL. Tigers taking on the Sharks. Both these clubs need to respond after last week, don't they, Gids? It's as simple as that. It's Thursday night footy, head-to-head. Tigers at $8.10, Sharks at $1.08. Tigers at the line plus 20.5 at $1.88. Sharks minus 20.5 at $1.91. That's all thanks to Palmerbet. Now, key stats here for the Tigers. Alex Twal faces a 1-game ban, while Luke Brooks and Appy Coruscant are still out through injury. For the Sharks, Toby Rudolph could be in line for a return with Dale Finucane suspension. We'll see Cam McInnes move to the starting side. Sharks lead the NRL in line breaks with 98. The Tigers have come up with 63 line breaks to rank 14th. Sharks have won 9 of their past 10 games against the West Tigers. West Tigers have scored 6 points and conceded 102 in their past 2 games. That is a shocking record. And it doesn't make sense. The Sharks, who currently sit third in the ladder, have no players selected for Origin. How does that work, Gids?
Yeah, I don't know. I had a look at that. Good stats, too, again, from the Palmerbet boys. Doing their homework, they are.
They good, mate.
Looks like, yeah, mate, they are good. They're very thorough. Looks like Alex Twal is out. I can't see him named on the NRL app or the Palmerbet app at the moment. But, mate,
why can't they?
They can't bounce back from that. They can't. Surely they can't. Surely they can't bounce back from that.
Why can't the Sharks get players in Origin? How's that work, Gids?
Well, I don't know, mate. I think I looked at the team list, and I think the only genuine contender for Origin is Nico Hines, and you know, there's been plenty of commentary around whether he should have been there. You know, starting game 1, he was missed out altogether in game 2, and he's missed out altogether in game 3. So I don't know. I'm looking through the rest of the team, and
no one's
look. To be honest, there's other players. They're a great team. There's no doubt about that. Great coach, Craig Fitzgibbon, but I just can't see anyone else pushing for an Origin position, mate. Fitzy be loving that. He's got his best squad on the park during these times where other clubs are missing 2, 3, 4, 5 blokes.
And how important?
Mate, I'm on the Sharks.
How important is that, honestly, over this kind of 6 or 7 week period? Is that it's pretty important to have you, and this is probably why the Sharks are going so good.
Well, mate, it can be the difference at the back end of the year. You know, if you have a really solid Origin period, club footy wise, like it can be the difference of making the top 8 or being top 4 or getting a second shot during the finals round. So yeah, can certainly be the difference, and I'm sure Fitzy. Although most coaches want their players to be in Origin camp to experience and grow as a player and a leader, but I think he'd be quietly pretty happy with his team on the park each week without any Origin players.
Absolutely would, mate. So Sharks.
So mate, Sharks 13 plus into Ronaldo, first try scorer, $6.50 about.
Thought we were talking a bit of soccer there for a minute.
Ronaldo Mulatalo.
I love it. Absolutely love it, mate. Righto. Dragons v Raiders, Friday night, Win Stadium. Head-to-head, all thanks to Palmerbet. Dragons $3.42. Raiders $1.32. Dragons at the line plus 9.5 at $1.90. Raiders minus 9.5 at $1.90. Key stats here, all thanks to Palmerbet for the Dragons. Jack Bird and Moses Sully are in line to return after missing last week, but they do lose Ben Hunt to Origin. For the Raiders, Corey Horsburgh is out due to Origin selection, while just Papalai and Corey Harawira-Nera are also out through injuries. Dragons have lost their past 9 games without Ben Hunt. Key stat. Raiders have won 6 of their past 8 games against the Dragons. Dragons have held an opponent to under 20 points just 3 times this season and haven't done so since round 10. How do the Dragons bounce back after last week, mate? Coming up against a side that's in pretty good nick in the Raiders.
Yeah, mate, I can't see the Raiders bouncing back. And obviously, Ben Hunt missing. It'll be interesting to see if they lift without Ben Hunt, given all the controversy that he's causing behind the scenes, wanting to leave immediately. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the players actually respond positively to him not being in the team this week, or whether they're just, completely misguided without his leadership and his skills as a halfback. I mean, I like the Raiders team. I like the way they're playing. I think I mentioned the back end of last year. I thought they were one of the more tough and gritty and resilient teams. And I'm just looking at the table here now. Like, they sit in 5th position, but they're on the same points as the Sharks in 3rd. So it's only 4 and against that they're out of the top 4 at the moment, which is a huge effort. I don't think too many teams would have had them part of the top 4 before the season kicked off.
And these games are important for a bit of percentage and stuff, aren't they? So you reckon comfortably here, Raiders?
Well, mate, I have gone. I tell you what, mate, I've gone deep into the Palmerbet app again tonight, and
this worries me.
Mate, these boys mid-season must be just coming up with new algorithms in the app and building new options, mate. So I've gone for a Jordan Rapana to score 2 or more tries, $4.75.
$4.75. So you just got him to score a couple.
$4.75.
Right, love it. Mate. That's good.
But you can go, mate. You can back a player A or B to score a try. 2 or more tries, 3 or more tries. The boys are delving deep.
You are delving deep, big fella.
Deep I was.
I love it, mate. Hey, listen, let's move on to the next game. It's the Parramatta Eels taking on the Warriors. Saturday, 5:30 p.m, CommBank Stadium. Head-to-head, the Eels $2.30, Warriors $1.58, Eels plus 5.5 $1.90, Warriors minus 5.5 $1.90. For the Eels, the key stats here: Mitch Moses, Clint Gutherson, Regan Campbell, Gillard are all out through Origin. For the Warriors, halfback Sean Johnson is expected to stay in New Zealand for the birth of his child. So Ronald Volkman is in line for a call up there. Eels have won 4 of their past 5 against the Warriors. Warriors have lost all 3 games played at CommBank Stadium. Eels have not won without Clint Gutherson since 2017. Now, that is a stat.
Yeah, wow. Big stat. But I'll be honest, I originally circled the Eels as outright winners. But just looking at that's a lot of players they're missing. Some key players too. Mitchell Moses, Clint Gutherson, Regan Campbell, Gillard all out. I know Sean Johnson's likely to stay back in New Zealand for the birth of his child, so fair enough. But I looked at the team list and I'm still pretty impressed with the team on paper for the Warriors. So I crossed that one out and I've circled the Warriors, mate, for this one, just head to head. Actually, I've gone the line, minus 5.5.
Righto.
Warriors.
Righto. Minus 5.5 at $1.90. Love it, mate. Righto. Let's move along. Rabbitohs taking on the Bulldogs. Saturday, 7:35 at the Core Stadium. Bulldogs need to respond in a big way here. Betting has a Rabbitohs at $1.50. Bulldogs at $2.61. Gee whiz. Would have thought it might have been a bit more after last week. Rabbitohs at the line, minus 5.5, $1.81. Bulldogs plus 5.5, $2. Key stats here for the Rabbitohs. South will be without Cody Walker, Cam Murray, Keon Kulamatagi through Ollie.
Keon Kulamatagi.
Kulamatagi, I like it, Gids, through Origin selection, along with Campbell and Latrell Mitchell, also through injury. Bulldogs, Josh Adokar is out through Origin, of course. Bulldogs have conceded 173 points in their past 4 games, so defence struggling. Rabbitohs winger Alex Johnson has scored 11 tries in his last 7 games against the Bulldogs, and the Rabbitohs have scored 32 points or more in their past 5 games in the Bulldogs. Are we expecting a blowout here too, Gids?
I don't know, mate. Damien Cook's also missing too for the Rabbits, which is an influential player there. So Bunnies are missing a few. They come off a great win there last week, as we spoke about against the Warriors over in NZ. But mate, again, Alex Johnson, he just keeps picking up tries on that left edge. But his man who normally finds that pass to him, Cody Walker, he won't have that combination there for this week. So I think the Bunnies. I don't think the Dogs can bounce back quickly enough from that one. That's a horrendous loss to
Yeah.
the Knights, an embarrassing one at home. So, I'm sure Cameron Ciraldo would be quite filthy on the defensive performance for that one, and we'll be expecting a response. So, yeah, I don't know, mate. You know what? With some of the blokes out south, let's go for an upset. I'm going to go Dogs head-to-head.
You swing it. You are swinging a bit here tonight. You're having a
Dogs head-to-head.
I love it. You're going for the upset, mate. Geez, I can't have it. I reckon they were great. I know there's some good players out for the Bunnies, but gee whiz, they're in good nick at the moment for mine. I reckon they're certainly going to go deep in the season. Hey, final games. Only 5 games, kids. Titans v the Dolphins, Sunday, 4:05, Seabus Super Stadium. Head-to-head, Titans at $1.75. Dolphins at $2. Titans at the line -2.5 at $1.90. Dolphins +2.5 at $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmerbet. Titans are missing Big Tino, Moa Fataka, David Fafita, and AJ Brimson to Origin. While for the Dolphins, Fido will again miss the game through Origin with Cody Nikorima in line to replace him at fullback. Titans have won 5 of their past 7 games at Seabus Super Stadium. The Dolphins rally from a 26-point deficit to beat the Titans in round number 8. That was a classic. And the Dolphins have conceded 160 points in their past 4 games. Gids, the Dolphins, they need something. They need to bounce back a bit here, don't they? They've had a bit of a lull mid-season.
Yeah, they have, mate. They have. I mean, they're still playing some decent footy. They did have a few injuries they had to deal with recently, some suspensions, which certainly didn't help. I know the Titans have played some good footy this year as well. I think there's another upset on the cards here, and I think there's some decent value there with the Dolphins.
You're going with the Dolphins, right?
And again, well, I just think with Tino out, Mo, Fafita, AJ Brimson, there's a few key players out, 4 players out for, I think it's the most amount of players I've seen tonight that the Titans have had representing Origin ever. Yep. So good milestone for them.
Yeah.
So, and I think it could be I think the team on paper for the Dolphins is a solid one, and I think it could be a little upset, little 13+ upset for the Dolphins on this one.
What
$5.25.
A big win.
$5.25.
Wowzers. That's a great call. Right, I see you're going with another upset. I can't wait to put this little multi. There's only 5 games, but it might get up at a decent old price. Hey, your Gids get on last week, mate. 1 for 2. Your Seagulls 1 to 12. No good. Jason Saab, anytime try scorer. Looked dangerous at times. And you went 6 out of 8. Storming the Warriors. Let you down there, mate. And they were both favourites.
Yeah, so Warriors over there. I thought it was a good one, but 6 from 8, not too bad. And Jason Saab thought he might have got over the line, but a pretty tight game, not a pretty low scoring game, that one against the Roosters, but that's okay. We've got a couple up our sleeve, mate, for this week.
Mate, you got a couple up your sleeve there. Listen, I'm just getting into the Palmerbet app. It's really simple. It's easy. You can do the same at home. Download the app. Easy to get around, easy to navigate through. Let's go. Your multi for the week, mate. The pick 5. What are we going, big fella?
Mate, the pick 5 is Sharks, Raiders, Warriors, late change to the Dogs.
Yes.
Could be an upset. And the Dolphins, mate. Two upsets I've got there.
Yeah, I've got 2.
Risky, but...
right, Risky's going to get you about 11.62. That's not bad.
Okay.
That's a good dividend. That's a good dividend, mate. I like it. Right, what else?
You'd be pretty short if you took the favourites, I'd say.
100%.
So a little bit of value there. And as I said, we've seen a few upsets throughout the year, so we'll just track that.
Now, what else are we doing, mate? What's your Gids
get on? The Gids get on. I wanted to, again, just push the envelope a little bit, mate. Just pump the odds up a little bit. So I've gone for a 4-leg multi this week, and I'm going to tie in that Dolphins 13+. Total points.
Yep.
Total points to be over 48.5.
Total points. High scoring affair.
High scoring game. And Jermaine Asako and Jaden Campbell, anytime try scorers.
Gee whiz. Wowzers. Hang on. Let me find these boys. Bang, bang. Geez, Gids, that is going to get you. So Dolphins 13+, Campbell and Asako anytime try scorers. and over 48.5 total points. That's going to get you 20.83. I like it. $20
Beauty.
Good bet to sit back and watch the Sunday Arvo, mate.
Yeah. No, mate. It's be a nice way to wrap the weekend up if our punters, mate, get that one up. That's for sure.
Hey,
4:05 kickoff Sunday afternoon.
Kids, Palmerbet, that is what it's all about. Download that app, get involved. But as we always say, gamble and do it in a responsible manner. And always think about what you're actually gambling with. Bet within your means. That's the key, Gids, isn't it? Have a bit of fun and just enjoy
100%.
it. So, yeah, brilliant, mate. Hey, listen, you have a wonderful weekend, mate. What's on for the weekend for you, Gids? Just a quiet little one this weekend? No nights playing?
No, mate. School holidays, watch a bit of footy, and mate, helping the parents, help my parents move house, mate. So just doing mate. I'm one of 3 boys, but there's no doubt I'm the favourite.
So, mate, you're the one that just does all the heavy lifting, buddy. You're the one that gets there and just helps mum and dad out whenever needed, mate. You're the golden child, Gids.
I like to think so, mate. Yeah.
You're the golden child. I've got no doubt about it. Hey, listen, download that Palmerbet app, as we said. Get involved. Don't argue. You can follow it all on the socials. Get involved with us. Even hang it on us if we're saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing or just isn't tipping us a winner. Then make sure you let us know about it. Hey, Gids, have a wonderful weekend, buddy. Talk next week.
Yeah, thanks, Matty. All the best, everyone. Have a great weekend.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.